Hey gang, and welcome to another Kingdom Hearts theory. In this video, we're gonna delve into Luxord, the 10th member of the organization, and see if we can't figure out who he truly is, and even prove that Luxord is one of the lost Union leaders, Brain.
Before we begin, be sure to subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Richard and I have several theory videos planned in prep for the Remind DLC. I'll bet my money pouch you don't want to miss it.
And of course, as always, this theory video is gonna be jam-fucking-packed full of spoilers, so if you haven't played Kingdom Hearts 3, what are you even doing here? Go play the game, and then come back. With all that said and done,
let us begin.
Luxord is one of the only members of Organization 13 that we actually don't know very much about, aside from who he was as a nobody.
Well, what do we know?
We know that Luxord is a cool and collected individual, capable of manipulating time to a certain degree, and is much more concerned with playing games than with his actual duties as an organization member.
What say we have a little race to that charming port town which you hold so dear?
Port Royal.
Yes. Whoever reaches it first is the victor.
We know that he fights with his ninja playing cards. And we know his moniker is the Gambler of Fate.
But who is Luxord, really? With Xigbar revealing himself as Luxord, ideas swirl as to who Luxord's true identity could be. Skipping over trying to guess his somebody name, which could be anything from Dolor to Ludro, what if instead we looked even further back, past his somebody, before he became Luxord? What if, like Luxord, Luxord has been passing down his heart generation to generation since ancient times?
I've always been far more interested in the long game.
We theorize that Luxord could actually be Brain, one of the 5 Union leaders from the Age of Fairy Tales. Let's look at the evidence.
Number 1. As of the first Remind DLC trailer, Luxord is revealed to be suspicious of Xigbar, even going so far as to question him personally about who he actually is. When met with silence, he simply smiles and says he'll continue to play the fool, implying that he knows more than he lets on. After he vanishes, Xigbar retorts, saying that the real question is who Luxord is. Now, this could be Nomura pulling a fast one on us, the classic sleight of hand misdirection trick, which fits for someone like Luxord, but we think there's more going on here. Number 2, Luxord is revealed to us through cinematics in-game to be connected to the Keyblade War from the Age of Fairy Tales. This is stated in a cutscene in Kingdom Hearts 3 that implicates Marluxia, Larxene, Demyx, and Luxord as Keyblade wielders of yon lore. At this point in time, we know Marluxia and Larxene, or rather Lauriam and Elrina, were definitely in the Age of Fairy Tales. Demyx is someone we cover in a different video all on his own, so be sure to check that one out when you have a chance. Side note, as we have yet to see the somebodies of both Luxord and Demyx in the mobile game, we can assume, for now, that their identities could be most anyone. Number 3, Brain, much like Luxord, is a cool and collected individual. He seems to prefer mental endeavors over physical ones, and enjoys spending his time reading and working on the computer instead of going out into the field to complete missions. Recently, updates to the Kingdom Hearts Union Cross story show that Brain was actually meant to be a Union leader the whole time. He was even given the Book of Prophecies, even though Strelitzia was intended to receive it. In one of the cutscenes, Brain and Ephemer discussed this, with Brain stating, by changing which leader received the book, Ava took a gamble on the possibility of rewriting a future that had already been decided.
Brain, being Ava's choice instead of the Master's predetermined one, was Ava's single act of resistance against destiny. A gamble of fate, if you would.
Now, this does raise the concern that Ava may actually be Luxord, but the fact that she doesn't show in the final scene of Kingdom Hearts 3, and the fact that we have other ideas about what happened to her, lead me to believe that this possibility is less likely than Brain being Luxord. Admittedly, there's not a lot to go on with this theory. Perhaps the Remind DLC will shine some new light on the subject, or perhaps we'll get nothing.
And instead, we'll have to wait for Union Cross to give us something.
But for now, given all the things we know about Luxord, Brain, and how passing down your heart between vessels works, this, for now, seems to be the most plausible theory as to Luxord's true identity. Also, as a quick side note, we don't think Luxord is the Master of Masters because in the final Yazorus scene, you can see the Master of Masters' chin, and there's no goatee, and Luxord has a goatee, so it kind of rules that one out.
What do you guys think? Is Luxord Brain from the Age of Fairy Tales? Or do you think he's someone else? Or perhaps just a red herring? Let us know in the comments section down below, and be sure to stay tuned for our next theory video, where I'll be going off the rails about how Demyx is the Master of Masters.
Until next time, gang, stay awesome, and we'll catch you later. Bye.